we are going to be simplifying the Halloween timelines. For those of you, if you're watching this video and you have no clue how these timelines work, I am going to summarize it for you I'm going to try and do it in under 5-6 minutes. So we'll see how this goes. But let's just get straight into it, simplifying the timelines for you guys so you know how these films work. Here is a quick overview of what we're going to be looking at today. These are all of the Halloween films in their timelines. Now, as you can see, 3 of the timelines here all stem from the original 1978 film. But before we get onto that, let's go over the kind of outliers of the group, and that is the reboot timeline, or the Rob Zombie timeline, and the anthology timeline, or it's basically just Halloween 3. So I didn't actually manage to get a big picture of the Halloween 3 logo, but all you really need to know about Halloween 3 is that it's essentially a standalone. While some of the masks are featured in, you know, the newer Halloween films, and we see that they're silver shamrock masks, as far as what has been confirmed, Halloween 3 is its own timeline and its own kind of universe. So that one does stand on its own. Moving on to the Rob Zombie timeline now. Halloween by Rob Zombie and Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie are in their own universe as well. This is obviously cancelling out the original completely. It's a full-blown reboot. So these 2 films are grouped together and they do not include any of the other Halloween films. So they are their own timeline. I would just call it the Rob Zombie timeline. Now that those 3 kind of outlying films are out the way, we can get into what is known as like the original timeline, or the cult timeline, some would call it. Now, this includes Halloween 1978, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, and Halloween 6. These are all one timeline, again, do not include any of the other films. And this timeline, as explained in its kind of name, it follows the cult approach to it. And Halloween 6 is where that timeline ends. See, we're pretty much halfway through now already. Now, going into the H2O timeline, this includes the original 2 Halloweens, Halloween 1, Halloween 2, obviously, but we completely miss out what was in the original timeline of 4, 5, and 6, and from Halloween 2, we end up with H2O, which obviously 20 years later, Michael and Laurie are reunited, and then that one ends with Resurrection. Now, there are some people that don't like to include Resurrection in this one, and I completely get that, but we can't be going into like the sub-timelines. This is the simplified version. So yeah, you miss 4, 5, and 6, and for this one, you watch Halloween 1, Halloween 2, then you go straight into H2O, and then Halloween Resurrection is where that timeline ends. That is another timeline, the H2O timeline. And then last but not least, we have the current timeline, or some people are calling it the H40 timeline, but it's essentially the David Gordon Green Blumhouse trilogy timeline. Now, this one includes just the original, not Halloween 2, because they are not siblings in this timeline. And we jump straight from Halloween 1 to the trilogy, which obviously starts in 2018, 40 years later. Michael and Laurie are reunited, and then Halloween Kills, which is obviously from the same night, and then Halloween Ends, which occurs a couple of years later. And Halloween Ends is where that one ends, and Halloween Ends, quite self-explanatory, is where that timeline ends, and that is where we're at the moment with the Halloween timelines. Obviously, some people like to create their own timelines based on the endings that they like, and use the timelines to kind of mix and match. But if you are looking to get into this franchise, that is the basics of it. So yeah, if you've never watched the Halloween franchise before, I do wish you luck. I hope that's made the timelines a little bit simpler for you guys. And if you have watched the Halloween films and just wanted to watch this one anyway, let me know down in the comments below, out of these timelines that are on screen at the moment, what is your favorite timeline? Or if you've made your own little timeline, like some people like to do Halloween, Halloween 2, and then Halloween H2O and just end it with that and cancel Resurrection, which I think that's a pretty solid timeline with a very good ending if you were to go with that. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.